She never planned to become one of the most powerful women in the world. She faced scandals, betrayal, and a crisis that could have broken anyone. Yet, Theresa May stood alone, the steely prime minister who tried to fix the unfixable, Brexit. But what really happened behind those famous doors of number 10, Downing Street? And what secrets did Theresa May carry through the storm? Stay with us till the end to discover the untold side of Theresa May you've never heard before. Theresa Mary Brazier was born in 1956 in Eastbourne, England. The daughter of a Church of England vicar, her childhood was disciplined but ordinary. She grew up in a small village, surrounded by the calm routines of church life and Sunday services. From an early age, she was known to be quiet, studious, and determined, traits that would later shape her political career. No one could have guessed this quiet girl would one day lead a divided nation through one of its most turbulent times. After studying geography at Oxford, Theresa met the love of her life, Philip May. Friends say they were introduced at a student disco by none other than future Pakistani Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto. Strange how future leaders cross paths, right? Theresa and Philip quickly formed a bond that would last decades. While others saw Oxford as a place to party and rebel, Theresa focused on her studies and built a life with Philip by her side. They married in 1980, beginning a partnership that would see her through the storms of British politics and the challenges of leadership. June 2016, Britain voted to leave the European Union. The result shocked the world and split the country in two. David Cameron, who had gambled his leadership on the referendum, resigned the very next morning, leaving behind a power vacuum and a wounded nation searching for direction. Boris Johnson, the loudest cheerleader for Brexit, shocked everyone by stepping back just when many thought he would seize the moment. In the middle of the storm, eyes turned to Theresa May. Many thought she was too cautious, too cold, too reserved to handle the firestorm ahead. But where others saw chaos, she saw a duty no one else seemed ready to take on. She stepped forward, calm and determined as ever, offering herself as the steady hand to guide Britain through the mess. Without ever campaigning for Brexit herself, Theresa May became the Prime Minister who promised to deliver it. This quiet vicar's daughter, once called boring and too serious, was suddenly the captain of a sinking ship, tasked with steering Britain through its most divisive chapter in modern history. Inside number 10, betrayal and power games ruled every hallway. Ministers who smiled in meetings whispered behind her back in dark corners. Allies turned into rivals overnight. Parliament blocked her every move, tearing apart every draft of her Brexit deal and leaving her plans in ruins time and again. The media mocked her stiff speeches and awkward delivery, calling her the Maybot as if she were heartless. But no one saw the sleepless nights, the weight of impossible choices, or the pressure breaking her from inside. She faced down rebels in her own party who plotted to bring her down. She stood firm against EU leaders in endless negotiations, flying back and forth to Brussels to squeeze out any concession she could. She survived crushing votes of no confidence, hushed threats to her leadership, and constant calls to resign, all while holding on to the promise she made to deliver Brexit. She fought to get her Brexit deal through Parliament. Once, twice, 3 times, hoping each vote would end the chaos and prove her critics wrong. And each time, she failed. The defeats were humiliating, the pressure relentless, but still, she stood at the dispatch box, voice cracking, insisting she would not walk away until the job was done. In May 2019, broken and exhausted, Theresa May stepped out of number 10 one last time. After years of battles, late nights, and lonely fights behind closed doors, her voice cracked as she announced her resignation. She cried as she spoke. The Iron Lady melted for just a moment, showing the world the cost of carrying a divided nation on her shoulders. Behind her, waiting in the wings, was Boris Johnson, ready to seize the job she had fought so hard to keep. Brexit was unfinished. The deal she had staked her legacy on never passed. But May had given it everything: her energy, her reputation, and some say, even a part of herself that she could never get back. Did she fail? Or did she do what no one else dared to do? Hold the country together when it was ready to tear itself apart? For a while, through betrayal, rebellion, and chaos, the quiet vicar's daughter was the only thing stopping Britain from falling over the edge. Today, Theresa May sits quietly as a backbench MP. No more cameras, no more deals in Brussels. But history might judge her differently. Was she the prime minister who couldn't deliver Brexit? Or the leader who carried Britain through its darkest hour? Tell us what you think. Hero or failure? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe for more true political stories, and remember, history always has secrets if you dare to look closely.